In a stunning development that has electrified the boxing world, 8-division world champion Manny Pacquiao has emerged from retirement, showcasing impressive training footage ahead of his scheduled July 2025 bout against WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. At 46 years old, the Filipino icon's decision to return to professional boxing nearly 4 years after his last fight has sparked intense debate among boxing legends, experts, and fans alike.
So, who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea with Chisoko, and there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao will challenge current WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios in Las Vegas this July, likely at the T-Mobile Arena. This comeback is facilitated by WBC regulations permitting former champions to vie for titles upon returning from retirement, a rule previously applied to legends like Sugar Ray Leonard. The official announcement came after Pacquiao completed his Senate campaign in the Philippines on May 12. Reports indicate that premier boxing champions and TGB promotions have reserved the T-Mobile Arena for July 19, suggesting this as the likely date for the highly anticipated showdown. Recently released training footage of Pacquiao preparing for the Barrios fight has ignited a firestorm of reactions across the boxing community. The video shows the 46-year-old legend displaying flashes of his signature speed and power, working the mitts with longtime trainer Freddie Roach and engaging in intense conditioning exercises. Several boxing luminaries have weighed in on the footage, with opinions ranging from admiration to concern.
That any expert, no fighter looks more sensational than the Pacquiao looked the other night. No fighter, name a fighter looked more sensational than Manny Pacquiao did that the night he fought.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte.
Former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson offered a nuanced take on Pacquiao's comeback attempt after viewing the training footage. While Tyson has previously made headlines by asserting that Naoya Inoue surpasses Pacquiao in prowess, describing Inoue as vicious and emphasizing his formidable presence in the ring, he expressed respect for Pacquiao's conditioning at 46. Pacquiao looks sensational, Tyson reportedly stated in reference to Pacquiao's previous performances. However, when pressed about Pacquiao's current form compared to fighters in their prime, Tyson acknowledged the realities of aging in combat sports. The former heavyweight champion's assessment reflects his own experience with late career comebacks. While impressed with aspects of Pacquiao's training regimen, Tyson emphasized that no fighter remains the same athlete at 46 that they were in their prime years.
You know, like even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring. Different dude. Right. Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah,
he got crucified.
Yeah, but he's.
I wish you the best too. Good luck in that fight.
Yeah, I mean he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different.
Prominent commentator and podcaster Joe Rogan voiced significant apprehension about Pacquiao's return after analyzing the training footage. "This is dangerous," Rogan remarked, highlighting the potential health risks for Pacquiao at this stage in his life and career. Rogan emphasized the physical demands of boxing and questioned the prudence of returning to the ring after such a significant hiatus. Drawing parallels to cross-sport competitions, he explained, like if Manny Pacquiao in the middle of his prime said, "I'm going to fight MMA." That would be insane, and he'd probably get his face kicked off, probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless. It's a different skill set. Rogan's comments reflect a broader concern about the toll that high-level boxing takes on aging athletes, even those with Pacquiao's legendary skill set and conditioning.
We've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. I mean, Manny having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well, so I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see, when people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them, see how the fight's going to be, and me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
Former world champion and longtime associate of Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, expressed mixed feelings after watching Pacquiao's training footage. While acknowledging the Filipino legend's remarkable physical condition for his age, Khan voiced concerns about the motivations behind such a comeback. If Manny wants to come and fight for a world title, why not? But it's a bit unfair, isn't it? There are so many young fighters coming up. Really, I think you should give the next generation a chance, Khan stated. Khan revealed that Pacquiao had personally reached out to him about a potential fight. Manny got in touch with me as well. Manny was like, "Shall we do a fight?" He's quite serious about it. He was like, "Should we make a fight happen?" The British boxer suggested that financial incentives would play a crucial role in any comeback considerations. If you can get someone like a Turki Al-Sheikh, Saudi boxing chief, on board, then why not? We've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. I mean, Manny having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world, really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well. Despite the commercial appeal, Khan expressed health concerns about late career comebacks. At the same time though, guys, I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? We've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you and, God forbid, you get hurt and you can't spend good quality time with your family. Khan also took the opportunity to reflect on his own near miss with Pacquiao and what would have been a mega fight between the two stars. According to Khan, the fight fell through due to contractual complications and financial uncertainties.
Facing Mario Barrios, what do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject, like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not?
Prominent promoter Eddie Hearn offered a balanced assessment of Pacquiao's training footage and comeback attempt. While impressed with certain aspects of Pacquiao's physical condition, Hearn questioned whether the Filipino legend should immediately challenge for a world title after such a lengthy absence from the sport. Should he be fighting for a world title? Hearn pondered, highlighting concerns about the implications for younger, active fighters awaiting their opportunities. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not. Despite these reservations, Hearn acknowledged Pacquiao's enduring quality. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. Hearn emphasized the impact of Pacquiao's inactivity. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, and every month, or 3 months, or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. When questioned about the fairness of Pacquiao receiving an immediate title shot, Hearn suggested that Pacquiao's legendary status afforded him certain privileges. I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots Ennis, and Barrios is not Crawford.
There's a rumour going around this week that Manny Pacquiao is going to return. What do you make of that?
I don't know. We shall see.
I don't know. Do you think he's too old at 46 to fight Barrios? I can't say if he's too old or not. You know, if he get in there and win, then everybody will be saying different. So I don't put no limit on an all-time great like Manny Pacquiao.
WBO welterweight champion Terence Crawford has expressed skepticism about Pacquiao's standing among the top pound-for-pound fighters based primarily on the nature of Pacquiao's championship titles. After viewing the training footage, Crawford maintained his position that Pacquiao's achievements deserve scrutiny. In a recent appearance on the Pound for Pound podcast, Crawford questioned Pacquiao's exclusion from his all-time pound-for-pound list, implying doubts about the legitimacy of Pacquiao's accomplishments. He referenced Pacquiao's initial reluctance to undergo Olympic-style drug testing during negotiations for a fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr., suggesting that Pacquiao's knockout power diminished after he agreed to such testing. "That's me personally," Crawford stated, for the simple fact that when Floyd made it a point for him to do the blood test, he didn't want to do the blood test. But then, when he did do the blood test, he hasn't got a knockout since. These comments have been strongly rebutted by Pacquiao supporters, who point out factual inconsistencies in Crawford's claims. Critics note that Pacquiao's power naturally diminished as he moved up in weight, not because of testing protocols, stating, "Pacquiao didn't knock out anybody at welterweight. That had nothing to do with the test. He went up, and he ain't knocked anyone out at welterweight."
The people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromised, because he's a giver. He's a special dude.
ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith shared his admiration for both Pacquiao's in-ring accomplishments and his character when discussing the comeback attempt. "One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth," Smith stated. Smith emphasized Pacquiao's generosity and charitable work. "When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money, I would like you all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable. That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude. I'ma miss him." Pacquiao's last professional bout was in August 2021, where he faced Eudenis Ugas and suffered a unanimous decision loss. In that fight, Pacquiao experienced leg cramps that hampered his movement and effectiveness. At the time, he acknowledged the physical toll of the sport, citing these issues as a sign of his body's limitations. During his retirement announcement in September 2021, Pacquiao stated, "It is difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over." He focused on his political career, specifically his candidacy for the Philippine presidency in the 2022 elections. Now, at 46, the challenges of regaining peak physical condition and competing against younger, active opponents are significant. At his best, Pacquiao was known for his exceptional speed, footwork, and power, attributes that naturally diminish with age. The training footage shows glimpses of his former brilliance, but questions remain about whether he can sustain that level of performance for an entire championship fight.
See you next time. Adrian?
Yeah, bring your motherfucking ass over here. I got a lot to say.
We're going to conduct this professionally, or we're not going to have an interview. You make the decision. What did you think about the fight?
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
You averaged 8 punches. Less than 8 punches was the most punches that you had in the round, and it seemed as though you couldn't get close enough.
It already sounded like you was against me. So I already ain't got a fair shake talking to you. But let me talk something. Let me let y'all know. I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. What they trying to do is they trying to get that money again with Pacquiao and Floyd. But it's cool. I ain't worrying about it. I'm still that nigga, man. I'm on top. Cincinnati, stand up. West Side.
Boxing analysts have drawn compelling parallels between Pacquiao's current comeback attempt and one of the most remarkable performances of his career, his 2010 victory over Antonio Margarito. That night, Pacquiao entered the ring giving up significant size, standing nearly half a foot shorter and weighing 17 pounds less than his opponent. Despite this, he didn't just survive, he dominated. The bout was a showcase of elite speed, relentless movement, and razor-sharp precision, with Pacquiao overwhelming Margarito from the opening bell. Pacquiao officially weighed in at 144.6 pounds for that fight, comfortably under the 150-pound catchweight limit. By fight night, he had rehydrated to around 148 pounds, while Margarito likely ballooned up to approximately 165. That means Pacquiao was conceding nearly 20 pounds in the ring. Yet, the Filipino icon's superior technique, footwork, and ring IQ allowed him to dismantle the much larger man, earning a unanimous decision victory. That win secured him the WBC Super Welterweight title and, more significantly, cemented his place in boxing history as the only fighter ever to win world titles in 8 different weight divisions. Reflecting on that career-defining night, Pacquiao once admitted the brutal toll the fight took on him physically. "Amazing I survived that Margarito fight. Night of the fight, I was 148 pounds, he said, underscoring just how much punishment he absorbed while still managing to stay in control for 12 grueling rounds. Now, over a decade later, supporters argue that if Pacquiao was able to overcome such daunting physical disadvantages in his prime, there's reason to believe he might still possess enough residual skill, experience, and tenacity to compensate for the inevitable effects of aging. His timing, speed, and instincts, honed over hundreds of rounds, might still offer a competitive edge against Mario Barrios. If Pacquiao manages to defeat Barrios, he would etch his name into the record books once more, becoming the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history. Such a feat would not only silence critics but also further elevate his already mythic status in the sports pantheon. Yet the outcome remains uncertain. Boxing is unforgiving. The margins for error are razor-thin, and the aging process is the one opponent no fighter can escape forever. The July 2025 bout against Barrios isn't merely about titles or rankings. It's about legacy. It's about proving that greatness can defy the limits of time. Known for his relentless southpaw style, blistering hand speed, and unparalleled work ethic, Pacquiao's return to the ring is shaping up to be a defining moment not just for him, but for the sport itself. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has come to Pacquiao's defense amid criticism of the title opportunity, citing the WBC's long-standing rules that allow former champions of distinction to petition for title shots upon returning from retirement. This precedent has allowed legends like Sugar Ray Leonard, George Foreman, and others to chase glory in the twilight of their careers. In Pacquiao's case, his historical achievements and global impact on the sport clearly meet those criteria. As the July date draws closer, attention intensifies. Pacquiao's training footage has sparked passionate debates across the boxing community. Supporters see flashes of the old brilliance, fluid combinations, crisp counters, and a focused intensity. Critics, on the other hand, point to slower footwork and the inevitable effects of age. Veteran fighters and analysts remain divided. Some believe Pacquiao's warrior spirit and ring experience could be enough to carry him past Barrios, while others caution that this comeback could be a bridge too far, a gamble that risks tarnishing a near-perfect legacy. Either way, Manny Pacquiao is once again at the center of the boxing world. And as history has shown, that's usually when he delivers something unforgettable. Manny Pacquiao's upcoming bout against Mario Barrios has drawn comparisons to his legendary 2010 victory over Antonio Margarito, a fight in which he overcame a staggering size disadvantage, standing nearly half a foot shorter and weighing 17 pounds less on fight night, to dominate and claim the WBC Super Welterweight title, cementing his place as the only boxer to win world titles in 8 weight divisions. Supporters point to that historic performance as evidence that Pacquiao, despite being 46 years old, may still possess the speed, ring IQ, and resilience needed to overcome the natural effects of aging. If he defeats Barrios, Pacquiao would become the oldest welterweight champion in history, further solidifying his legacy, though critics warn that the physical demands of professional boxing and the risk to his long-term health make this comeback a dangerous gamble. The WBC has defended his right to challenge for a title, citing rules that allow notable former champions to return, and as training footage sparks both hope and skepticism, the boxing world remains sharply divided on whether this return will be a triumphant final chapter or a cautionary tale.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.